Welcome to Bird Chat Radio, the podcast where your favorite hot sauce company answers questions from our customers that we are not qualified to answer in 10 minutes or less. I'm your host, George Milton, and today I have with me Daniel Thompson.
Hello.
Kelsey Manning.
Yo.
And Aaron Link.
Hello.
You can send us your most pressing questions by calling 855-700-BIRD. That's 855-700-BIRD. I should also mention that we're not experts and take our advice at your own risk, or not at all. Okay, we're going to go to the lines to get our customer question of the day. Here we go.
Hey, George, do you consider a hamburger a sandwich? How about an open-faced sandwich? Is that a sandwich? A hot dog? An ice cream sandwich? Is that a sandwich? Where do you stand on the construction ingredient dichotomy? Fill me in. Thanks.
So, caller, thanks for calling in, anonymous caller, asking the big question, what is a sandwich?
Oh, boy.
I think a lot's been said about this. So I don't know if we're going to solve this here today, but the first question is a hamburger a sandwich? Why don't we... you know what? I'm going to be the Google guy. I'm going to Google the definition of a sandwich.
I think you know in your heart if a hamburger is a sandwich. I think, to me, I would never watch someone flip a burger, place it delicately onto a bun, and put toppings on it and say, yes, I would love that sandwich.
What?
Well, okay, hold on.
Hang on. Are you going to tell me that a hamburger is not a sandwich?
But before we move forward, noun, sandwich, this is what dictionary.com says, plural noun, sandwiches, an item of food consisting of two pieces of bread with meat, cheese, or filling between them, eaten as a light meal, a ham sandwich.
A light meal?
Light meal?
It says in the definition, eaten as a light meal. It doesn't say normally eaten as a light meal. It says eaten as a light meal.
I've had a 7-pound sandwich before. I have no idea what they're talking about.
I don't
either. It had to be delivered to me with a crane.
I don't either. But let's talk about the construction part first. So 2 pieces of bread.
What does the bread have to be made of?
Well, it doesn't say, and I know that the term bread nowadays is kind of a. Did
anyone ask cauliflower to be turned into that many things? Cauliflower didn't get permission.
It's a cauliflower flatbread.
Oh, no.
Unquote.
So like the definition of sandwich, I looked it up in Merriam-Webster as well, and it's got 2 definitions in Merriam-Webster, I think, which could be controversial and kind of add to this discussion. Definition 1, parts A and B. Definition 1 is 2 or more slices of bread or a split roll having a filling in between. So Merriam-Webster has taken a stance on the hot dog part of this
the bottom and top.
So I could make a sandwich out of a Tootsie Roll?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm saying
yes.
And then B, which Merriam-Webster is answering the open-faced part of the sandwich. They say 1 slice of bread covered with food, which I would argue is not a sandwich. But they say that 1 slice of bread covered with food is a sandwich because
food covered with food, filling food. What are these words?
Here's my thing, like with an open face, because I have really strong opinions on the open face thing. Like if I just put like egg on toast, that's not an open face sandwich, right? That's an egg on a toast. It's delicious, not a sandwich. But if I put a little cheese on top of that, put it under the broiler, creating a protective shell over the top, that's a sandwich. That's an open face sandwich. So that's what
breakfast toast.
That's what matters to me.
Sounds like a toast.
Is it broiled over the top? Therefore, open face sandwich.
Well, avocado toast, is that an avocado open face sandwich, or can I just call it
restaurants that serve open face sandwiches give you the option to turn it into a closed sandwich, so you have the opportunity. You've got the bread that goes on top. You don't have to use it. They've left it open for you.
They're like, we're either going to throw away that top piece of bread or give it to you.
Open face, where you can make it a complete sandwich. You complete the sandwich.
It's the user.
It's
That's
all
right.
on the user's end.
It's Renee Zellweger's favorite.
I want to
Complete.
throw in here. I want to throw in here some extra definition stuff because what I didn't
Oh
do
boy.
was number 2. The number 2 definition in Merriam-Webster for sandwich. And this one I have problems with. It says, and let me finish because we're all gonna have issues with this.
I'm already wound up here, man. You already got me
Hear it.
spooled up.
It says something resembling a sandwich, especially composite structural material consisting of layers, often of high strength facings, bonded to a low strength central core.
Well, I
talking-
am the sandwich.
So you
I
gotta
got
be
2
like,
pieces of reinforced steel.
yep,
In between, I got some spray foam.
that's a sandwich.
Sandwich.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I go with it.
I just think if you walk into a sandwich shop and someone hands you a burger or a hot dog, you need to say, you know what? Not today. Not today. This is a sandwich shop. And you just hightail it out of there and you go home and you make your own. Because that is just confusing. When I walk into a sandwich shop, I'm ready for a lot of different sandwiches, but I was not prepared to face a hot dog.
You know what? There's a lot wrong with what you just said, but I'm gonna let it slide.
guys, the sandwich is in the eye of the beholder.
Also not true.
Well, if we're gonna speak colloquially about the sandwich, because I think that a lot of the clashing over this comes from like where are we talking about? Because if you go into like an American restaurant and you look on the menu, there is a section for sandwiches, burgers and sandwiches, like clearly differentiating between a burger and a sandwich. Or there's a section for burgers and then a section for like salads and sandwiches. So they keep them on a lot of menus, they keep them separately. We're not necessarily, when I say sandwich, you don't visualize a hot dog, you don't visualize a hamburger,
But
or
he
even
an ice cream sandwich.
yeah. So the ice cream sandwich would fit
totally a sandwich.
Yeah, like I would say that the ice cream sandwich is a sandwich because that like cracker is basically like an unleavened bread, right? Like in general, cracker. No,
That's a
you
wafer.
gotta
so
look on your
that's
face.
That's a cookie wafer.
Okay.
I think ice cream sandwich, it wants to inform the people, hey friends, we all know what a sandwich is. So we're going to rely on the word you already know, and we're going to put ice cream in it. But, is that a sandwich? Well, like, of course it is. But hamburger, that's a whole new world, okay?
Well, you could take it to the next spot too, because like if we're gonna go back to sweet sandwiches here, s'more. If you don't put the top graham cracker on cracker, if you don't put the top graham cracker, guess what? Not a sandwich. You put 2 graham crackers in there, s'more sandwich.
The s'morewich.
Well, can we talk about, if we're talking about like, because sandwich, like looking up the definition for sandwich is also used as a verb, like to sandwich something in between 2 things, and so it's
Which
not
seems
like,
like a great time to talk about Yellowbird's new line. No, sorry.
not what we're doing here. But like if you're talking about the verbs to sandwich something, it's got to be in between 2 things. So like an open-faced sandwich would be like, that would not make any sense in that context. You'd be like, oh, I'm going to sandwich something with, 1 piece on one side. That doesn't really sandwich it.
An open-faced sandwich it's propelled by food Instagram because people want to get a cool picture because they think that sandwiches with bread on top can't be photogenic. And I have a lot of more thoughts on that on my blog, but I just want to say that an open-faced sandwich is just a toast. You can call it whatever you want, but at the end of the day, we all know it's a toast.
Lies, because here's the thing. There are 2 things that I take umbrage with on these definitions you found, George. I don't know who your sources are, who this Merriam-Webster is, and who the hell they think they are. But one, the thing about the sandwich is, you know what? Fine, maybe it's a light meal. But you tell it to the Carnegie Deli, right? Like, oh, rest in peace, Carnegie Deli. I think they closed it actually. But I've had some massive sandwiches. But I'll go with you. It's a light meal. But I think an important part of a sandwich, and this is from its inception, it has to be eaten with one hand. Open-faced sandwich, if you have that cheese broiled over the top, It's all contained. You can eat it with one hand. Avocado toast, you can't eat it with one hand, right? You get if stuff falls off. An open-faced sandwich allows for everything to be contained in one package. You can eat it with a single hand.
So
It's more inclusive.
Is a popsicle a sandwich? I can eat that with one hand.
Depends on what's in the popsicle.
Yeah.
I think that
So here you go. So if you take an ice cream cone and dip it in the chocolate, it has the crust on it. Guess what? That's an open-faced ice cream sandwich.
No, we're not going to allow that. I'm not going to allow that.
Nice.
That's not a sandwich.
Try again. I always thought open face just meant you have the opportunity to dress it up as you like before you close it up. I've always been served another piece of bread with an open face sandwich.
Oh, you've gotten the wrong kind of open face sandwich. That's not an open face sandwich. That's just a sandwich with one piece of bread on the side.
Yeah, they just didn't want to finish their job.
Well, I think that we can all agree, again, this is like an 80-minute episode, that we have different ideas about what a sandwich is. Did we talk about the hot dog? Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
I refuse to honor that question with an answer.
Hot dog is not a sandwich.
You know in your heart. You know in your heart.
So I think that you could make a hot dog sandwich. I saw the meme where somebody like made hot dogs and put it in between like two slices of bread and we're like, there, it's a sandwich.
I mean, you can also just make beans and franks and put that on some bread.
But I also think so. My argument for, because I think we all kind of agree that a hot dog is not a sandwich, and I think that I think the definition of a sandwich would support that because really it's one piece of bread, right? That'd be like saying that a burrito is a sandwich, you know.
Yes.
Oh,
Have
man.
you ever had the Fuddruckers buns that are like a piece of bread just sliced? I mean, maybe they don't make them the same because they made them really good when I was little. But it's like a piece of bread that was just sliced and you stick a hot dog right there. So it's one piece of bread. And you can eat that with one hand.
Yeah, a split roll, I believe, was part of one of the definitions that you read there, George.
Split roll. Oh, wait.
I guess I was thinking of a split roll in terms of like a slider. Like I imagined like a roll that was split down the middle.
The Subway, it's not two pieces of bread. It's a split roll.
Oh,
it's
shit.
like a split baguette.
Oh my God.
Split roll.
Subway is a split roll. Subway is serving us.
Bread without
Subway is serving us hot dogs, you guys.
This whole time. And we're going to call them on
We're going to call them on it.
Yeah.
1-800 Subway. 1-800 Subway. Nope.
Subway dog.
No,
Yeah.
I would like to.
If you have a loaf of bread that hasn't been sliced then, and you just like, cut a hole in it and then like fill the hole, that's not a sandwich. Nope. That's a bread bowl.
Oh my God.
But what if
I
you
do
then
love
slice
a
the
bread
bread
bowl.
bowl?
I don't know if we've
food.
guys. I gotta
Are
call.
we qualified to go deeper here?
I gotta call time on this one. I think that the answer here is, what is a sandwich? Nobody knows. Probably not a hot
stardust.
Yeah,
made
probably
from
not
carbon.
Probably
We're all
not a
the
hot
same
dog
thing.
though. The answer to what is a sandwich is nobody knows, but not a hot dog.
The answer is sandwich is in your heart. If you feel sandwich power, then let it be.
That's right. Well, we covered a lot of ground today. Don't forget to send us your questions by calling 855-700-BIRD. That's 855-700-BIRD. Thanks everybody for discussing sandwiches, and we'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Spicy.
Adios.